Hey guys, this is UBR Tech. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to take a look at the Spyderco Mini Smock. And you're probably saying to yourself, wait a minute, Spyderco doesn't make a Mini Smock. And you would be correct. But I was able to have a regular smock modified to a Mini Smock. Just to give you a little more background, I do like the original smock. I think it's nice, but it's just, for me to purchase a knife, I have to really like that knife. And I don't know what it was about the original smock that just, I don't know, I never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know if it's the holes in the scales or if it's the blade shape or what it is. I don't know, but I just never pulled the trigger on this. But once I saw this on Instagram, I had to have it. So I reached out to the person who owned it. They told me who did the work. I reached out to that person and I was able to get on his books. And partly the reason why I'm making this video is because I feel like it's almost like the person who customized this knife asked a bunch of people like, hey, what would you change about the original smock? He took all that feedback and he came up with this Mini Smock. I guess let's go over some of the differences between the two. So obviously you could see he made it smaller, right? And hence the name Mini Smock. But the blade shapes are different. So now he made it pretty much a more traditional sheep's foot. And if you look at the size of the blade, it's smaller. So the original blade, the full blade from tip to here would be 3 inches and 3/8. The usable blade, which would be from here to here, would be 2 inches and 7/8. The overall length of the original smock is 7 inches and 7/8. Now for the Mini Smock, the blade from here to here is 2 inches and 7/8. The usable blade from here to here would be 2 inches and 3/8. And then the overall length of the Mini Smock is 6 inches and 7/8. He didn't just stop by making it smaller and changing the blade shape. He also bronzed all the hardware. So you could see that the hardware has been bronzed because the original is just silver. He also swapped out the carbon fiber scales for micarta scales. And if I remember correctly, he buys his micarta scales from RC Blade Works, so you know they're quality scales. He also made the Spidey hole larger than the original. You can see how that's just smaller. You can almost put that hole over it and you can see it's just larger. And I think the reason why he did that is because it makes it easier to finger flick out or thumb flick out. So it makes it a little easier to deploy the blade with your middle finger or your thumb. He also swapped out the clip that comes with the smock for a deep carry Casey Lynch clip. And not only did he swap that out, but he also put a nice little pattern on the clip, which is really cool. I actually like that a lot. Something else he changed with the Mini Smock was he gave it a more usable finger choil. So this is the finger choil that you get on your standard smock. And you could see if you put your finger on here to use it, your finger is touching that blade. As long as you're careful, you could still use this finger choil, but it could be better. So when he modified this smock, you could see he gave you a better finger choil. So now, even if, let's say, I'm using it like this, or if I wrap my finger around it like that, you could see that the blade is not touching my finger at all, which that's a huge plus. Another thing about the original smock is this knife has 2 detent balls. I think the reason why they added the second detent ball, so this way, if you hold the blade towards the floor and you push the button to deploy, you could see that that detent ball will still hold that knife in. With this version, if you were to hold the knife like this and push the button in, you could see that it just drops freely. Now that's because he removed the second detent ball. I'm sure if you don't like that, then you could ask him not to do that. I'm sure he would be fine leaving the second detent ball in there. But with the second detent ball removed, it is a lot smoother when you try to put the blade back. You can see how it just falls shut really fast. It's really cool. It just feels so nice when you push that button in and lean it forward, it just drops. The original, when you push that button in to put it back, you see how it just stops, and then you'd have to shake it, or you'd have to like kind of swing it like hard to get it back in. But without the second detent ball, it's so much easier. You can see it just falls right back into place. So the other thing I have to point out is if you look at the original, you can see how there's like a piece of metal right there that just isn't rounded off. It just looks like it should have been rounded off, so this way it matches the scales. Well, with the Mini Smock, he actually rounded that off to make it match up with the scales. And that's the type of attention to detail that you're getting with this customized smock. He also gives you a almost mirror edge, and it's very sharp. I really like fidget friendly knives, and the original smock was already fidget friendly, but this Mini Smock is, I think, just a little more fidget friendly. It just feels really nice deploying it. You know, any way you want to deploy it, it's super nice and easy to deploy, and it feels really, really nice when you have to hit that button and put that blade back in there. It just falls right in super fast. I love that. I also really love the look of it. I just think that this is what was missing from the original smock, and this is everything I ever wanted in the original smock. So all the changes he made to the smock, it just feels more premium than the standard smock. This was my first time having a knife customized by Steven, and he was very patient with me. I had a bunch of questions and he always got back to me. The attention to detail to Steven's work, as I just showed you, is amazing. I love his work so much that I know I'm gonna go back and get something else customized. I'm just not sure yet what I wanna get customized. But honestly, I can't recommend Steven's work enough. So if you're interested in Steven's services, message him on Instagram. I'll put up his Instagram name right here. If you do reach out to Steven and have something customized, let him know that UBRTech sent you. Guys, if you thought the video was useful, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.